coronation day of the King and Queen on Saturday 6 May was a huge triumph. The day was filled with excitement, starting from the moment the King and Queen arrived at Westminster Abbey, followed by the Prince and Princess of Wales and their kids, and concluding with their appearance on the balcony of Buckingham Palace.
On this historic occasion, people from all over the world tuned in to witness the crowning of King Charles as the monarch of the United Kingdom. The day was filled with pomp and grandeur, as members of the royal family, dignitaries, and guests gathered at Westminster Abbey to witness the ceremony. From the stunning processions to the beautiful music, we have compiled the highlights of this momentous day for you to relive and enjoy.
The coronation was a grand event that blended elements of the past and present. It paid tribute to ancient traditions while also promoting inclusivity and diversity, and managed to be both lavish and streamlined. Following the King's procession from Buckingham Palace, King Charles III and the Queen were crowned at Westminster Abbey in London by the Archbishop of Canterbury. The ceremony included many traditional rites, such as taking an oath, being anointed, paying homage, being offered regalia, and being enthroned, similar to those observed during the late Queen's coronation.
Charles III was officially crowned when he received the St. Edward's crown and sat in the coronation chair, also known as Edward's chair, holding the sovereign's scepter and rod, symbolizing his control over the nation, and the sovereign's orb, symbolizing the Christian world. To mark the moment, the congregation sang out "God Save the King" as the bells of Westminster Abbey were rung and gun salutes were fired across the United Kingdom.
During the coronation, King Charles III's anointing was carried out behind a screen that obscured the view from outsiders. King Charles III was divested of his robe of state and anointed with the oil on his hands, breast, and head, all while hidden behind a decorated screen. This anointing represents the monarch's consecration by the Church of England and is considered sacred, which is why it is not filmed.
As part of the service, Archbishop anointed and crowned Queen Camilla using the Queen Mary's crown, which was recently modified, and the Indian Koh-i-Noor diamond was also removed from the crown. Additionally, Camilla donned the historic coronation necklace, which was commissioned by Queen Victoria in 1853 and worn by every queen at every coronation since 1902.
For the first time in British history, a gospel choir, the Ascension Choir, performed at a monarch's coronation. The 8-member choir wore flawless white outfits while performing in Westminster Abbey.
Following their coronation, King Charles III and Queen Camilla boarded the gold state coach, which is entirely covered in gold leaf, for their journey back to the palace. The coronation procession was a highly anticipated event, with the largest military procession since the last coronation 70 years ago. The route was lined with bands, horses, and marching soldiers in scarlet tunics and bearskin hats. The King and Queen waved and smiled to the crowds.
Back at the palace, King Charles III and Queen Camilla appeared on the balcony at Buckingham Palace, where they were joined by their pages, the Wales family, who represent the future of the monarchy, and King Charles's siblings. The royal couple appeared content, smiling and waving to the roaring crowds in rainy London, with an encore performance.
The flyover that was originally planned to have 60 aircraft had to be reduced because of the weather. Although it was not as extensive as planned, a few helicopters and the Royal Air Force aerobatic team, the Red Arrows, were still able to perform, with the colours of the Union Jack contrasting against the grey sky.
During the coronation ceremony, Prince William played a significant role by paying homage to his father, King Charles III, on behalf of the royal family. He knelt before the king and pledged his loyalty in a tribute of royal blood. After rising, William kissed his father on the cheek, creating a touching moment between father and son in front of the public.
Kate wore a beautiful headpiece which featured three-dimensional leaf embroidery made with silver bullion, crystal, and silver threadwork, giving it a goddess-like appearance.
Prince Harry, who had recently arrived from California without his wife Meghan and children, was seated in the third row of guests at the coronation ceremony, behind his immediate family. He did not play an official role in the ceremony and did not kneel before his father like his brother William. He left Westminster Abbey after the service and was not seen on the palace balcony during the fly-past.
Instead, he reportedly left to go back home to be with his son Archie on his birthday. Harry's absence from the balcony and his positioning in the third row highlights the current imbalance between the firm and family.
Prince William and Princess Kate attended the coronation of King Charles III with their 3 children, 9-year-old Prince George, 8-year-old Princess Charlotte, and 5-year-old Prince Louis. Prince George was one of his grandfather's 4 pages of honor and held his ceremonial robes as they entered Westminster Abbey.
Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis arrived separately with their mother in the same car and were photographed holding hands while processing into the Abbey. During the ceremony, they stood in front row with their parents.
Princess Charlotte wore an Alexander McQueen dress and cape with a miniature version of Kate's headpiece, creating a stylish mother-daughter fashion moment. Prince Louis, the youngest, was seen yawning, waving and showing a number of endearing expressions.
Following the service, George, Charlotte and Louis joined the coronation procession back to Buckingham Palace, riding in a carriage alongside their parents, William and Kate.
Protesters from the group Republic, who want to abolish the monarchy and have an elected head of state instead of the king, demonstrated against the king's coronation in Trafalgar Square. They wore a note miking message. Although they were vastly outnumbered by the crowds celebrating the monarchy, several hundred protesters marched and chanted "Down with the Crown." While holding their yellow signs high,